All right. One final update here. Does anyone remember Bobbi Altoff? She was the girl that was doing, or the woman that was doing the kind of melodramatic interviews. That was her shtick. Having an interview and acting like she wasn't really impressed with the person and she didn't really know who they were. She started as a TikTok. A mom on TikTok. Here's one of her old videos. Yeah, refresh for fuck's sake. This is when she was pregnant. This is way before she had a show. And that was her actual husband at the time that she ended up abandoning to become a star. So nobody just starts a podcast and manages to book big names like Drake, Lil Yachty, and Mark Cuban within their first few months. Nobody but Bobbi Altoff. And the talk at the time was, again, another person that was artificially inflated and put into the big leagues to be able to start interviewing all these people. As a matter of fact, the talent agency that ended up representing her also represented Drake. So I'll put that out there. After the mom of two launched her own podcast, a really good podcast, in April of 23, she quickly became a household name, but her sudden burst into the spotlight was taking many folks aback. Who's Bobbi Altoff, and how did she become so famous? Bobbi first got her start in content creation when she started posting TikToks of her and her kids' lives in 2021. She garnered a solid following for her deadpan sense of humor. But when she started her podcast in April of 23, it didn't make sense to some that she was able to get all these high-profile celebrities to appear in her show, given that she had no prior podcasting experience. While some could argue that she's just a woman who got lucky in the content creator world, others are skeptical. Many feel Bobbi's rise to fame was calculated and that she was an industry plant. Here's her interviewing... what the fuck is... Why can't I remember her name now? So she just did Jurassic Park. She was in the Avengers. She played Black Widow. Why can't I remember?
Do you use this?
Yeah, it's all I use.
That's it?
Yeah. It's in that bag over there if you want to take anything else out of it. Feel free.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
They were telling me there's like something for slicked back.
Sure. You could slick back your hair, or you can use this.
Scarlett Johansson.
Can I put some of that on your hair? Because there's a piece that's like...
Is there?
Yeah.
I've only had one coffee.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Why, is it driving you crazy?
A little bit.
Your hair is very smooth.
You know, I had a hair person come and do mine.
Oh, I didn't.
But I didn't know I could just use this. And I was like... Oh,
how's it working?
There, look at that.
Is it better?
That's amazing.
Not bad, right?
Wait, look at that. It's like...
Smoother?
Oh, it's like perfect.
Is it?
Yeah, that was really...
Thank you.
You should do like a little before and after.
Can you see? Can you get the little hairs from there?
Yeah, you had like...
A whole bunch of flyaways?
No, that's a piece that was just like huge and just not...
We're looking crazy?
I could keep going. I just wanted to fix the front because that was the only part that was like...
Oh, driving you crazy?
Yeah, but it's better now.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
So there's some of the shtick of all of it. It would just be interviews. They'd go like that. So per Urban Dictionary, an industry plant is defined as someone who is an artist who has a major indie label backing their movement, but presents themselves as homegrown startup label to create a pseudo-organic following. They act as if things are miraculously happening for them based on their talent. Yeah, this guy here on X says, Bobbi Altoff really cannot beat the industry plant allegations. How were your first three interviews? Drake, Lil Yachty, and Mark Cuban, and we're supposed to think it's organic. Many folks feel Bobbi didn't put in the elbow grease to get where she is today. It seems unlikely that she was self-made. During an interview with Cosmopolitan, Bobbi denied these accusations. She claimed that she made a TikTok video where she offered to pay $300 to anyone who would connect her with celebrities and get them to do an interview on her show. This one says, Bobbi Altoff is of Jewish descent and is signed to the same management as Drake. I don't know about the Jewish part, but she did end up being with the same talent agency as Drake, which makes sense on how she got connected with Drake. Her agent is TJ Bernardi, and she signed to WME without prior success. Her husband is also a millionaire, who she ended up leaving. She is not self-made, and she is a plant by definition. Not sure why she's lying about it. How does Bobbi Altoff know Drake? It was Bobbi's interview with Drake that really put her on the map, but how did it come about? One Twitter user claims that Bobbi and Drake are signed to the same management and that her husband, Corey Altoff, is a millionaire. According to Bobbi, the rapper liked one of her videos, so she DM'd him to see if he would appear in her podcast. Being a fan, he accepted per In Touch Weekly. So how much was she making being a full-time content creator and podcaster? Bobbi's net worth is approximately $400,000 to $500,000. This money likely comes from sponsored posts, advertisements, collaborations with brands, and podcasts. So here's another video here.
A significant amount.
How much?
Guess.
Could you buy me a Lamborghini right now?
Yeah.
And like not think about it. It wouldn't hurt you financially if you just bought me a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
How much money do you have?
So that was the one where she was in bed with Drake. There were rumors. I don't know if it's 100% proven, but it seems likely that they did end up sleeping together because they were showing an interest in each other. And allegedly, Drake likes women on the younger side. So she ended up divorcing her husband when she became, popular and got the fame and everything. Left the poor guy who stood by her side for everything, and then went off to fuck, whoever she was partying with, interviewing, dealing with, and it is just, this total change of who she was. So CBS is a late show, so no cost to blame, but Bobbi Altoff's Absurdist, a really good podcast, is so the CBS The Late Show franchise lasted 33 years, but Bobbi Altoff's Absurdist, the really good podcast, is signing off after 2.5 years. And no, costs aren't to blame, nor any anti-Trump jokes. Rather, Altoff has decided to pull the plug. Altoff, who started as a vlogger on TikTok, providing advice to new moms, made a 180-degree turn to doing sit-downs with prolific guests with a really good podcast, including Jimmy Kimmel, Shaquille O'Neal, Scarlett Johansson, Jessica Alba, Jason Derulo, Meghan Trainor, Mark Cuban, Offset, Peso Pluma, Michael Cera, and more. Her deadpan, uncomfortable Valley Girl shtick had her asking fearless questions, which made her guests bristle. Often part of the bit was being rather clueless of her guests' feats. Her interview with Drake conducted in his bed put her on the map. Overall, the really good podcast wound up racking up 1 billion views and 300 million likes. The media was baffled as to how she landed the interview. However, Altoff has insisted that she simply reached out to Drake on social with her request. She did claim that. I don't know if it was as simple as that, that he liked what she was doing, so she took the opportunity to, it's not impossible, but she was either signed with the same talent agency as Drake right before that message happened, or got with that talent agency after she reached out to Drake. But either way, she ended up becoming directly involved with the talent agency that also hosts Drake and many other talents. And one of the reasons she was able to get these people on her show. And it's just odd that she went from like pregnant TikTok mom making funny videos to jumping and having a full-blown interview podcast where she got huge well-known names. That's an artificial jump. And with me, and the reason I'm covering this, because I really don't care about Bobbi Altoff, but for me, not only someone who does a podcast that is trying to grow this, and it's a grind, it's slowly but surely, right? I don't have those numbers. I'm still trying to get to 1,000. And you see these people that are artificially inflated and then just get jumped right up to the top. It's shitty to see because these people are disingenuous. They're not real. They're not giving you something real. They're not being real to their fans. Their show is artificially created. They're being artificial, and the product you're getting is artificial. There may be some entertainment value to it, and that's great. But the way that they got from A to skipping all the way to E is fake. It shits on every other podcaster that went through and creator that went through the grind of doing it the old-fashioned way and growing a base from the ground up, which is what I'm doing. I started with one person or zero, and I'm trying to grow on all three platforms: YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok. And it's a grind. And you right now everything is out-of-pocket expenses for me that I do for the show. There's no income that's coming in for that. In the meantime, you got someone like this that's artificially jumped, and they're making $400,000 a year, or either a month or a year. I don't know what. I know her overall worth was $400 to $500. So whatever that breaks down to yearly, if it was $100K a year or something along those lines, but. It's tough if you're doing it the artificial, the proper way, and you're not artificially jumped and then just handed all of the tools you need and the foundation to jump the show to the next level. And as a warning to everybody else out there, be wary of someone that appears to come from nowhere and become huge, get a big following because they're putting them out there and advertising them, and you're seeing them everywhere. And then getting to that particular level of stardom. Be very wary of that because you're not getting anything real from them. Everything you're getting is fake. How they're getting these people to come on the show and how they're going through this whole thing. It's all mass produced. They didn't get there organically. And with everything that we deal with in this world, with fake legacy media and fake politicians and everything else, the people deserve to get something real and organic, and shit like this isn't the case. So happy to see Bobbi Altoff gone, for whatever her reasons are for canceling the show. Good. I mean, you walked away from your family and you gave up on your husband and you had a good life. And you decided to start kind of whoring around with other guys, allegedly, and your shit show just dropped off. And that's what those people that are artificially created deserve, in my opinion. All right, that's all the updates for today. I'll have more coming tomorrow as I try to catch up with all of this that I'm falling behind on, all right? Thanks for all the new followers and views and that we're getting on YouTube, Rumble, and TikTok. If you're on TikTok, please go and follow me on YouTube and Rumble in case anything inevitably happens to my page on TikTok. You're able to still keep following the show on YouTube and Rumble. All right? Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you again soon.